This is a preview to Big Screen Desensitizing. To send your horse through this program, subscribe to my membership site. Just go to Google, type in my Hughes Horsemanship members page, click on the link, and subscribe. Be sure to watch this full preview, then go to my membership page and subscribe. Thank you. Hi, I'm Mike Hughes, and I want to welcome you to Big Screen Desensitizing. It's a one-of-a-kind desensitizing program. It's the ultimate desensitizing program for your horse, and it can only be found on my membership page. If you go type in Google Mike Hughes Horsemanship members page, you'll see the link. Click on the link, then when you get onto the page, you go ahead and subscribe. So let me go into detail a little bit here on how this works, and give me a few minutes to explain this. What the big screen desensitizing is we'll start with the critical flicker fusion frequency of the horse. The critical flicker fusion frequency, as it's defined in the Webster Dictionary, is how many times light has to flicker in order for it to become a continuous light. Or if you're watching your TV, you watch TV at 24.9 frames per second. And watching TV at 24.9 frames per second, you're seeing 24.9 images, and those images are going so fast it becomes a motion, so you could actually see whatever the motion is on TV. Well, with the horses, it's a lot different than our eyesight. So I made all these videos up matching the horse's vision, and again, these videos can only be found on my membership page. And as you're going to see in the videos right now, the clip I'm showing you, there's several horses that we put in front of this big screen, and you can see how all the horses are reacting. So I'm not telling you the horses can see the screen. The horses right now that you're watching on this big screen are showing you that they can see the screen. I mean, look at Happy go around. I mean, Happy saw the screen and he thought he was gonna die, but now you see the about an hour later with Happy, and now he's walking by it and doing really good. So he's a lot calmer after the lesson is over with. And now I've already done this with 35 horses in the past, just testing out, making sure everything worked and how the horses did. There was about 35 horses that were really horrible out on the trails. I did the 12-week course in front of the big screen. And then when I took the horses back out, they were 80% better. So that meaning my training in there with the big screen and everything that I taught the horses in there, which you'll learn how to do, it solved the issues up to 80% on their spookiness. All right, that's how far we got it. So the next time I took the horses out after doing the videos in there, and they're 80% better, it was just 20% needed to be done out there. It was nothing big, it was nothing huge. And they stop and start going, looking around, and it was easy to correct. If they started spooking a little bit, it was easy to correct. All right, so also feel free to leave as many comments as you want down below. So let me introduce Happy here. Happy is a thoroughbred, and Happy's issue is when he gets spooked, he wants to start bucking, he'll spin, and he just starts bucking when he gets spooked. So we're gonna go ahead and send him to this program and get him better desensitized, and then he can learn how to control his emotions through when he does get nervous, he'll learn how to control it and not buck. So face Happy towards it, and then when it comes on, we'll see what Happy's reaction is, and we'll get started. Oh yeah, so there's the reaction right there. You can see it just fine. You can see him coming to life here. So again, I'm not telling you the horse can see the videos. Happy right now is telling you he can see this just fine. So now what we want to do is we want to start to change the direction. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the direction. Direction is going to be to the left. And this may be too close for Happy, so if we have to, we can go ahead and back up a little bit. And now we're just going to go ahead and work Happy around this. Good boy. So I want him to keep going to the left, and that's all right. So if we have to back up here a little bit for Happy to start working, that's fine. So what Happy was saying is, oh, I can see that. I can see the video just fine, nice and clear. And then every 5 minutes, there's going to be something different. So we'll go from the horses, and then I believe right after the horses are going to be bears, and then there's mountain lions and cows. And if you have your horse, let's say your horse is scared of deer, and out on the trail, and when your horse sees deer like Happy would, deer, I'm just using deer as an example, and so your horse is scared to death of deer, you take him out there, horse sees a deer comes crashing through the brush, your horse wants to spin, buck, take off, You know, the deer are not going to hang around for you to desensitize your horse to. Your horse isn't going to, you know, stick around and so you can desensitize your horse to the deer. And, you know, there's just not a whole lot of repetition or consistency trying to desensitize my horses to deer or whatever they may be nervous or scared of out on the trails. All right, you're not even going to see deer maybe 2 or 3 times out on the trail. So there's just not a whole lot of consistency and repetition here. With my big screen, now the horse has to face their fears. They have no choice but to face their fears. And you got a lot of repetition and consistency because the horse is not going to be able to get away from that deer on the screen. And we can sit here and play it and play it and play it until they become very desensitized to the deer. This first season is going to be focused on trail riders. It's going to be all the different animals and everything you're going to be seeing out on the trails around the ranch and whatnot. Also, as hard as we tried to turn your phone into a projector, but you can do it, but it just doesn't get the same image as we wanted it to be as far as the clarity. So you'll have to go get yourself a projector. You get projectors under $100. And you can either do front screen or reverse screen. So front screen, you put the projector in front of the screen. Reverse screen, the projector goes in the back of the screen. And you don't have to go buy a big projection screen like we have here today. You can just use a white bed sheet. And you'd want to do all 7 videos. Now the first 7 videos on this have no sound. I'm going to let Happy look at it a little bit here. So the first 7 videos have no sound. And after that, and your horses are really good, and you go on to episode 3, then you can start playing sound. It'll be the actual sound of the deer crashing through the brush, or it's going to be the actual sound of the bears, the mountain lions, the horses neighing, cows mooing, and whatnot. Oh, so there he wants to turn. So that's what Happy does when he gets scared and nervous out in the arenas or out on the trails. Is he'll want to turn like he just did, and then he goes off into bucking. I believe 5 episodes of season 1 is going to be groundwork. And then after we get all our groundwork done with all the videos and the sounds and other exercises we have in there for you, then we'll eventually make our way under saddle. People watch TV shows at 24.9 frames per second up to I think 30 frames per second. If a horse saw that, then it'll just be a bunch of lines and images to the horse. But, you know, with the years I spent figuring out what the horses can see, like on the big screen here, it took me a long time, but we finally figured it out so the horse can see the big screen and what's going on the big screen in motion just fine, as Happy has already told you. You know, he told you he could see it just fine. And, whoop, there he saw the wolf. And, oh, the bear, he saw the bears. Nope. So he saw the bears started coming into me a little bit. So we're just gonna keep working this for a little bit. So there he wants to spin away from it, turn away from it. And he's seeing the deer, and there he wants to get back excited again, which is fine. Training goes on with Happy. You'll see Happy in all the videos in season 1, all the way from episode 1 here, all the way through episode 12. And, you know, like we were talking about, Happy has to face his fears. He can't get away from it. All right? He's going to do controlled exercises, and he can't get away from the screen. He can't get away from the deer or the bear, the mountain lions, or the horses on the screen. He can't get away from them, so he's got to learn how to deal with it. And I'll only be putting the introduction, the groundwork, and episode 1 up for the first week here, and then every week after that we're going to go ahead and put up a new episode. Tommy is a really good boy, and that's what we wanted out of him today. You can see the difference between when we first started and now, how much more calm and relaxed he is. So we hope you're enjoying these videos. Again, it's a brand new desensitizing program, and we're just adding a little technology in with some horse training here. And, you know, after 4 years playing around with this and really working hard at it, finally figured out what the critical flicker fusion frequency of the horse was, to what they can actually see in frames per second on the big screen. And again, it's not me telling you the horses can see it. Happy here today told you he could see it. Mr. O told you you can see it. the other horses my videos told you they could see it. So there's no doubt whether the horse can see it or not. It's a great way of desensitizing your horses to everything you're going to see out on the trails. And when we go into season 2, season 3, season 4, and season 5, we're also going to do show horses. We're going to do horses, rescue horses from the kill pen or from the auctions. And then we're going to build our way into police horses that have to go out on the streets and deal with all the protesters or out of control riots or whatever it may be. They're going to be able to deal with those so much better than if they didn't go through this program already. All right, so we hope you're enjoying these videos. We hope you're enjoying your day and have a great time with your horses. Thank you.